How Russia plans to kick France out of Africa. France lost its grip on Niger and Russia has swooped in to gain influence on the continent. There is a power vacuum following the recent coups in Africa, and Russia is not refusing the invitation to gather as much influence as they can in the continent through diplomatic actions. One of which is the deployment of the Wagner Group, a set of military forces whose aim is to intervene in the affairs of several African countries. By providing them with military and security support and expanding and maintaining Moscow's influence across Africa. It is one of Russia's methods of gaining more ground in Africa and also kicking France out of the continent. The Wagner Group is a foreign policy tool placed by Russia in Africa. Its most significant work is its battle in Syria and Ukraine, but in recent times, they have shifted their concentration towards Africa. Its operations in Africa started in 2017 and provided them with all the military support they needed. Alongside a secret propaganda, the Wagner Group has about 5,000 soldiers stationed on the African continent and is a mix of former Russian soldiers, convicts, and foreign nationals. As a result of Russia's interference through the Wagner Group, Nigerians are protesting in their streets, protesting against France and denying their interference, accepting and welcoming Russia into their country as they wave the Russian flag saying France must go. We can clearly see here that Russia has started succeeding in ousting France from the continent once and for all. These two countries have been at loggerheads for a long time, and Putin finally found a way to get back at France. France is losing its influence in Africa as it has lost 3 of its former colonies, Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. Russia's foreign policy, the Wagner Group is right there alongside them in support of ousting France from the continent. Russia for a while has wanted to have influence in Africa over the years as they have engaged in concentrated campaigns and schemes. But Russia is not the only country trying to gain influence in the continent. We can clearly see the larger footprints of the Chinese, which is mostly their involvement in infrastructural projects and less political interference. Russia, on the other hand, has simply taken advantage of the Western countries' mistakes in Africa and has come forward with solutions. This has brought them even more influence on the continent, and as such, it is only agreeable that France has already lost its seat as a foreign influence in the continent. Quick question. What would you say are the real motives of Russia's intervention in Africa? Let us know in the comments, and while you're at it, like and subscribe to let us know you are enjoying the video so far. Let's get back to the video. Moscow has concentrated on the Soviet Union's legacy, whose aims are to support post-colonial countries in their liberation struggles. As a matter of fact, the President of Russia Vladimir Putin is very stern about gaining the favor of African countries. At the recent Russia-Africa Summit of July 2023, he promised to provide free grain shipments to African countries like Mali, Somalia, Burkina Faso, and Zimbabwe, which is a solution to the grain problem in Africa, as most of the grain came from either Russia or Ukraine, but stopped due to the recent conflict in Ukraine, which dealt a huge blow to the economy of the continent. Russia also promised to provide Africa with its support and act as an ally in matters of African affairs. Russia also promised to be a country that is in the interests of all the countries of the global south, as it believes in the liberation of Africa and its ability to handle its own affairs without the intervention of foreign countries who intend to exploit them. But is Russia itself not interfering, as it seeks to provide African countries with military support? Regardless of all that, what makes Russia any different from other Western countries? Do you think there might be a hidden agenda? Tell us what you think in the comments. Other European countries could not just lay back and watch what Russia was doing in Africa. So, in retaliation to Russia's activities in Africa, Joe Biden, the President of America, shared sensitive intelligence with their allies in Africa in order to warn African countries from fully engaging in partnership with Russia and the Wagner Group stationed in Africa. This tactic entails letting African allies of the USA know that there are looming threats just around the corner while working with the Wagner Group. It is alleged that the Wagner Group intends to assassinate the current president of Chad and take over control of the country, which could be the same case with other countries working with the Wagner Group like Sudan, Mali, and Burkina Faso. Could it be that the intelligence shared by the USA could hold some truth to it after all? The Wagner Group and Russia pose as allies of Africa, but is it really possible to tell what they are up to? The future of Niger in its association with Russia could be bright, but they have to be careful regardless of the situation, as Russia could just be another Western country trying to diplomatically exploit them. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. We would like you to share your thoughts about today's video with us in the comments section. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos. Also, share the video so others can be aware of the current events.